Let me tell you a story. The story of a young boy. A young girl. Oh, whatever, a young skin-covered skeleton with googly eyes. Anyway, this person thing found themselves in a world full of puzzles and animals and cute little doggy companions. Oh my. Well, that's okay. There's plenty more where that came from. So the two set out to... I'm not really sure what they're doing. Wait, that's right. They're solving puzzles. And they're collecting animals. Or maybe kidnapping, actually. Anyway, they set out to collect these animals and... Oh, the horror. Why would anyone do this? Well, I never. Okay, so the point is, this is a game about doggies and puzzles and googly-eyed flesh bags, and it's more fun than you've had all year. Burn dog. Uurnog. Uurnog Uurnlimited. Well, that's difficult to pronounce, isn't it? What is an Uurnog anyway?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw Fury live stream, today celebrating Uurnog Uurnlimited's launch. My name is Liam O'Neill, producer and protector of the realm here at Raw Fury, and on my right, your left is...
Roland Smedberg. I am the chief visualist here at Raw Fury Games.
Chief visualist. What does that mean, Roland? Does that mean you visualize things?
I visualize them in my head, and then they pop out like trailers and videos and art and stuff like that.
Good
what
stuff.
do you do?
So I'm a producer and I'm also a protector of the realm, which means that I work with developers to try to release the games that we're working on and, you know, make silly Game of Thrones references here and there where I can. And today we're going to be playing some Uurnog for you. So we're actually going to swap straight in and just jump in some gameplay right away. And I'm going to have to press a little button down here. There we go. So this is our very first live stream that we're doing here at Raw Fury. I think we've done one like years ago, but that was kind of before our time. So we're doing a new take here at live stream, and we're super interested to hear your feedback on the format, on what things look like, and especially if you can hear us okay right now. Yeah, if you can hear us, please tell us in the chat, and we'll be super happy. So here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute this as well. There we are. So right now we're in the tutorial for Uurnog, and Roland's just going to be going through, learning the controls. Roland, you haven't played a ton of Uurnog, have you?
No, you are much better at this game than me. But we will do this together, and hopefully I won't screw it up too bad. But that's also one of the points in Uurnog, that you can really screw up this game if you're not careful.
Absolutely, I think we'll be exploring a bit of that pretty soon. So to go back a little bit and talk about Uurnog Uurnlimited, the game, the first thing I think we can say is that this is a game by Nicholas Nygren, who is currently in the chat, who's ready to take your questions if you have any for him. And this is a game that was originally released as a humble original. Correct, Roland?
That is very correct.
So users of the Humble monthly program might know this game from way back. And this is Uurnlimited, which is the extended edition of the game, featuring new stuff such as co-op. It's got some new endings, some very cool boss fights, for example, that we won't spoil today on stream, but we may give some hints as to how to find them, perhaps. But co-op is the thing that we're very, very excited about finally bringing to players. And if you're wondering, the game is now out on Steam, and it will be out on Nintendo Switch next week. This is our logo. We're very proud of that. Chief Visualist stopping for a second.
And this is the game.
Uurnog Uurnlimited. Beautiful. So we're going to just run through this tutorial, and then we will show you the room that comes here after, which is a very special room for Uurnog. So here, Roland is still learning about the controls. Every item can be used, which is a very important part of Uurnog. So there he's used the keys, unlocked the door, and now you're in the save room. So you can read about the save room there on a book, but you've chosen not to, which is fine, because we know what this is.
Yes,
cool.
The save room remembers everything. Everything else gets reset when you die.
So this is kind of the place where you'll be going back. It sort of acts as a hub between different levels. And inside the save room is this big machine at the bottom of the screen here, where you can do something very sinister. You can put little animals inside of it, and they will disappear and turn into rewards.
Yes.
It's a game about kidnapping animals, correct?
Kidnapping is a strong word, but
let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. All right, we have obtained the key, so now we can go into one of these doors, and this save room it's like a hub for doors that lead out into the world.
Exactly. So now Roland's going to go out and try to find a dog. And if he manages to... Oh, there is one.
Okay, all right.
And now I'm going to assume the role of said dog and go crazy with some barking. So the dog has 2 different barks that you can do. The kind of normal one that just, you know, it's cute. It's a cute little dog. And I can also do a more aggressive, murderous bark.
Can you murder that guy?
Okay. Oh, he's coming!
Oh, no!
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 Save me, Roland!
Go!
Okay, we're fine.
We're fine. Bark him!
She is not fine. Is this...
Bark him!
Come on! There we go.
Nice.
Bit of casual murder. So this dog is actually the only of the 2 characters that can perform murder on enemies, right? The human player can't actually deal any damage unless they have a gun. So come on, Roland.
Yeah.
Let's go this way.
I'll follow you. You lead, I'll follow. This is how dogs work in the real life as well. They pull you somewhere and you have to follow them.
Let's go in here.
All right.
This is a very cool place.
Okay, so if I was playing this by myself, I would have to figure out a way to push that little button there or move that little guy, probably with a gun or something. But we have Liam here as a little doggy, so he can
get away
do
with
that.
No, I can press the button instead.
No.
Oh.
Press.
You want me to? Okay. All right.
You can really screw this up. All right, you can go in there. All right.
So I go ahead and murder these guys for you so you can keep progressing. There we go. Okay. So this entire game can actually be played single player or co-op, but the co-op just adds more ways to solve all these unique puzzles. So there aren't really like set rules for you have to solve this puzzle in this exact way. Like in this case here, you could either choose to pick up the little alien there who shoots bullets, or you can pick up the gun, and these will help you in the next section. But I'm gonna kill this alien, I don't like him. I'm the only one for you. Right. And you can shoot that wall now with the gun, and it'll let us progress into the next section. And again, do some shooting. So I'll just bark in the background. I'm just gonna, you know, be proud of my master. Alright, beautiful. So we go in here, the purple door.
This thing go. Alright, and here we go. And I'll let you push those.
Okay. I feel honored.
So those things now go to the save room.
I'm gonna wait for you to go first. Oh no!
Move it!
So this here is a teleporting device. So this sends any object back into the save room. And now, I've actually, as the dog, I've been sent back there, and I've been unleashed as a result. So you need to releash me, which is a very interesting word. Release me. But now we brought some stuff back. We brought a key. We brought some gems, which can be transferred into cash money, which you can use in shops.
Yeah.
And this key you have here will unlock a door. I think it's a door on the left.
Oh yeah. And I fell it.
Unleash me.
I don't want to leash you.
Unleash co-op, that's true. And yes, Niflis in the chat, you are very right, obviously, who made the game. There are 3 woofs, 3 barks.
Yes.
Woof is a technical term. Yeah, you can go through the H and you can find a new dog. It's always good to have a backup dog.
Oh, there's a dog right here. Perfect.
Fancy that.
There we go. Alright, so here we go. Where are we going now?
It's up to you. I think we could go inside this tree. There's some different places you can go here. I actually played this with David, our PR guy, back at PAX West, and he was the human player and I was the dog, and he was failing. So I'm expecting you to do better. And so far, it's a lot better.
Oh, he can hear us, man.
He can. Hi, David.
Hey, mark him. Mark this guy. Alright, I don't like that guy.
So he's gone.
Alright, because I will actually take damage, but you, my friend,
I'm immune to electricity.
That is so
just like dogs in real life. So here is actually a box for you that contains a bunch of different things. So we could bring that with us if we want, or you can use that now and just drop out the stuff.
Okay.
Some money and some birds.
Birds. Alright, pick up the stuff. Don't murder the birds.
They're a very aggressive dog. Yeah. Good. We should get this guy.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing the. Alright.
Now I think this is probably a good point to sort of talk about the quirkiness of this game. Not only because we're kind of leashing around like crazy people. But let's put the bird here in the teleport. But to talk a little bit about just the whole purpose of this game, it would be easy to dismiss Uurnog, I think, as like a really simple puzzler, where as a matter of fact, there's a lot of depth here and a lot of secrets that you can go around and find. I think the really fun part about this game is going around and trying to discover all the secrets. So if you pick that up, oh, watch out, pick them up and use them.
No.
We'll find them.
I'll get reading.
So you have these puzzles that you can solve. You need to go out and find these different animals, which you can find in a lot of different locations. So here, for example, we've got some green cubes that we need. Up here is another beetle, which we can try to get. They're pretty tricky.
I can get it.
But ultimately, this is a game that doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't tell you what to do. It doesn't force you to go a certain way. It doesn't help you if you explode all the beetles.
I didn't do anything!
Damn it, Roland. We'll have to leave.
So, when this stuff happens...
Oh, no!
You can get out and reset the whole puzzle, and you can try again.
But so yeah, like I'm saying, there's not a lot of hand-holding, there's not a lot of sort of help in terms of figuring out these puzzles. You simply need to try things, and I mean, there's some trial and error, but there's also a lot of different ways to solve the same puzzles. So that blue bird that you found now, you could have found that in a lot of different ways. I'm just going to bark at this other dog.
No, I want to get the stuff.
And obviously now that we're playing in co-op, there will be places that I can go to that you are unable to, as you are a human and I am a doggy. And now we should actually read this book as well. This is a very good book.
Alright, here is the inventory to the top right of the screen. In cursed areas, you cannot put items into it, but you can always take things out. Right. So I'll put that in there and have it with me so I can always read it.
This is useful. You can always know. And one of the cool tricks actually in this game, if we just want to show like a really basic little trick here, if you stand down and if you pick up that book by using the D-pad, and then you jump and you drop it with the left trigger.
That's not the left trigger.
Bam! You can actually jump higher. So that lets you get to locations that you wouldn't otherwise have been able to get to. And because you can hold 4 items in your inventory at any time and then pick something up as well, you can jump really, really high. So I'm gonna challenge you now a little bit. No. If you pick that up, put it in your inventory.
No.
We're gonna go to a crazy location for the stream viewers.
Oh, okay.
Let's grab as much as you can carry. Just grab everything. There's actually a book there about how to win the game.
Oh, how to win? Collect the items shown on the display. Put them on the device underneath. That is it.
It's over here. So that's actually just the first of multiple endings for this game. So there are in total, I believe, 3 endings that you can accomplish in Uurnlimited, and the first one is to collect all these animals. Once you've done that, you start to progress towards the next endings. Right, so if you pick something up as well, we're going to try something really crazy. Yeah, you can just grab that. And we'll go up to A. Because we played this before, we're going to show one little secret place here. Just because... I really do urge people, when you start playing this game, go out and look for things everywhere, because you will be surprised. Now, this room here, if you drop that book, we can go inside here. We can just take a look. So this is kind of a weird location that we need to find another way into.
Yeah.
But I can go in anyway. Of course I can. Push some stuff around. Barely. There we go. That's good enough. So now we can go back into the door. Okay, so now, what I want you to do is... jump up here.
Okay.
Oh, we bring the book.
Alright.
Yeah, bring the book. And come on. Come on, Roland. Come on. Drop the book. Just use it. Momentum. That's cool. Okay, so now I want you to try to jump as far up as you can by dropping items midair.
No, I can't do that.
We're gonna see how it goes. Okay. So I'm gonna.
All of them.
I want to be on top of you for this as well.
This is not gonna work.
I'll be underneath. It's fine.
Right.
Okay, so you keep jumping, you just keep dropping. So if you open another inventory, and you keep going.
Okay, that's a lot of bullshit buttons.
You got this. You got this.
All right.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
No.
So I think we ruined it by having a dog. But I will say this: if you were trying this at home, there may be a place up there that you would want to go to. That's all I'm going to say. So now let's take a quick break from the game just for a second, and we're going to go back a step here and talk about something very interesting, which is kind of the story of the Uurnog, right? Yeah. Because the Uurnog itself is actually something that came way before this game. The Uurnog is something that is a sort of, I think it's Swedish in particular, I don't know if it's more like regular Scandinavian, but the Uurnog is a mythological creature of some kind.
Yeah, so like you know the Yeti or the Sasquatch or Bigfoot or whatever you want to call those things. Our version of that, or Loch Ness, right? That's the Uurnog, Uurnog, and it's up from the north of Sweden, and it's been sighted all through the ages, right?
Right.
This
This goes way back.
Yeah.
So.
And we found this weird, old, forgotten documentary.
Yes,
basically.
we did.
A BBC documentary.
But this isn't actually the real BBC
no,
either.
No, this is some other Baltic broadcast channel. We don't know what happened to that
We're
one.
very unsure.
But it features Niklas.
Yes.
Yes.
The developer behind the game for this.
So, and this is how we actually got in touch with him, how we actually started working with this guy, because he has apparently been researching this, the Uurnog and sightings and so on, for a long time.
Yeah.
So this documentary seems to be from 1981. So at least from 1981 we know that Niklas has been involved in this thing. So we should just actually...
Yeah, we're gonna roll the clip, and this is something that Roland, I think you found this just through old archives, basically.
Yeah. It's a old weird library thing that we have in Sweden where it was just lying under it. I won't go into it, but it was really well hidden.
What are you doing in that library? Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the documentary that we found, which does feature Niklas Nygren. We're going to play it for you for the very first time right now.
Now on BBC One, a journey to northern Sweden and the mystery of...
The mystery of the Uurnog. Here, in the deep forest of the Swedish north, Niklas Nygren has been investigating the myths surrounding the mythical creature known as Uurnog for most of his adult life. With his trusty bloodhound forever at his side, Niklas is searching for clues about the Uurnog in local legend.
So this is the village Ur, where the stories about Uurnog came to be. And nobody really knows if they're true, but a lot of people here still firmly believe in it.
Niklas enjoys a simple life. Daylight hours are spent walking the forests and trails, looking for clues and inspiration.
So the funny thing about this bridge is that it's just a bridge, and there are many theories to why. Nobody really knows for sure. Just a bridge, yeah.
There are traces of Uurnog scattered around the north.
So this is the old Uurnog museum, and it's said that everything you see in here is a part of Uurnog that fell off. And you can see it's a lot of stuff. But nobody really knows what these are used for or why they were attached to Uurnog in the first place.
What pieces have been found of Uurnog have been faithfully represented in the game with the same name. The game, based on his research, was made here.
This is actually my office. This is where I make my games and research about Uurnog.
Nights are spent in front of a portable programming device, a laptop computer.
I just use the laptop and hope I don't run out of battery.
The only company he keeps is his beloved dog, Hot Dog. Hot Dog has lent her voice to several characters in the game. It is a comforting thought knowing that individuals such as Niklas are out there.
Back when I was a child, the Swedish military joined forces with the local community to look for the Uurnog, and they just gave up after a few years. But it did spark a dream in me though. Maybe I could be the one to find the Uurnog.
Searching.
So the thing about this windmill is that it was never actually used by anyone.
Investigating. Shedding light on the mystery.
Nobody really knows if I'm gonna find anything or not. But if I do, maybe I can finally be happy.
The mystery of the Uurnog.
Hello everybody, once again. So yes, as you've just seen, a documentary which I'm not sure exactly when this came out. Do we know that, Roland?
It says 1981 on the actual tape that we found this on, but we don't know if that's true or not. Yeah.
So I mean, just like to get this into perspective for anybody who I guess hasn't grown up with these stories, when you live in Sweden and you grow up with these things, we've kind of learned that the Uurnog is this really mysterious creature that nobody really knows anything about. And so seeing this documentary, it's weird that we haven't seen this earlier.
It's very weird.
And you know, seeing this now and realizing that there's somebody in particular who's making a game about the Uurnog, it made us really, really excited. And we simply had to get in touch with Nicholas about this and talk to him because, you know, we happen to be a publisher and we happen to be fans of the Uurnog. So we thought it was a match made in the village Ur.
Nice.
Which is where the stories originated. I'm actually going to show you something else as well now, which we found on the internet very briefly. And this is actually the website which is referenced to at the end of this documentary. It's called whatistheurnog.com. You can check it out for yourselves. Unfortunately, I don't have a mouse, so I can't scroll right now. But yeah, go in and check that, and it's really, really cool. So we're going to actually swap back to some gameplay now.
And the crazy thing is, I mean, at this point in time, 1981, you couldn't have an URL on so someone actually added that to the video that we have.
Years ahead.
It's super weird. So there's something, there's like this conspiracy thing going on, right?
That's right, because this website is actually from the early 90s.
91, yeah.
So it took about a decade for the site to go live, and the URL was wow, that's...
Yeah, so there's something really weird going on with this stuff.
Alright, so yeah, back to gameplay.
Yes.
As you can tell, we're pretty excited about this whole prospect, and obviously I think that this bodes really well for Uurnog investigators and like fans of the Uurnog overall, because bringing the stories more into light hopefully will maybe give us some more answers, and as Nicholas said at the end of that documentary, maybe one day make him happy.
Indeed. So what are we doing now?
Now I think we're actually out of stuff, so you could go ahead and reset the puzzles by hitting the start button, which I always forget what it's called on each console. So yeah, if you do reset puzzles, that'll teleport us back to the save room. It'll remove all our coins that we had, or like all our money, simply so you can't be abusing it. It'll be a little bit too easy. If we go back into H now, all of those puzzles are going to be reset and all the enemies are going to be respawned.
But so, our stuff is still there. I still have my inventory.
Yes.
And it's all...
So if you go to the right instead, which...
These guys are kind of cute because they start talking to each other.
That's right.
Super randomly. It just happens. Anyway, into the tree.
Alright. You can, if you want to drop me down, I'll jump with you. But you can do that when we're at the top, by the way. So it's maybe easier.
Yeah, stay on my head.
Okay, that's cool.
If I can get there with you.
Oh, Nicholas is saying that he was walking hot dog in the forest today and then he thought that he saw something big moving. Ooh, that's interesting.
So he's still at it.
Still at it?
It's crazy.
Oh,
why, no!
You're being
Can you bark these guys to death?
Yes, I can actually.
So please do that.
I forgot that I was a dog.
Right, there. Now I can get back.
That's convenient. The clutch. Come on. Okay, so we'll get these guys, and what we're going to do now, we're going to get a blue bird, because we need one for a different puzzle that we're going to do. And yeah, we can take the money as well. I'll kill the yellow bird. I don't like yellow bird. I like the yellow bird's the worst. Alright. Oh, sorry. Okay, so grab that, put it in the inventory, and then we'll go get a beetle as well. Now, the beetles are tricky because you need to jump on top of them and then hit the use button while you're holding them. And you only have a short amount of time to do this, so they actually explode in different ways. These red beetles are fairly harmless if they explode, but the more deadly beetles that you'll find later in the game can actually explode into bombs, and then there's also one that explodes into money, which is pretty cool. So let's go get Roland, you got this. No pressure.
I'm so nervous.
Just take a deep breath, okay? Do it for the Uurnog! Oh, no. One more. There's one more.
Oh, no.
Just to reiterate here, pick it up and you press the use button.
Yes.
You know which the use button is?
Yes. Just stop. You're getting nervous.
You got this.
Oh, okay.
Take Take it easy.
This guy is gonna get. No. I'm so nervous.
It's
I'm
close.
so nervous.
Roland, you can do it! Yes! Oh, it's so good. Nice. Okay, put that back in your inventory as to not lose it. And let's get back down. Oh, Mungry is asking, is this Uurnog a relative of the hot dog?
Who knows?
Yeah, it does seem unlikely, but I'm sure Niflis knows best, and he's saying he doesn't think so. Doesn't seem plausible. So let's go back in the save room, and we can
Parts
continue.
of old farming equipment.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Enchanted parts. So let's go ahead and just drop the red beetle down here.
That's true.
And we'll keep our blue bird. Excellent. That gives us a bit of money. It's good. But yeah, if you want to learn more about the Uurnog, check out whatistheuurnog.com. Whatistheuurnog.com. Very interesting site. It's an old blog. Like I wanted to show more of it, but I don't have a mouse plugged in, and the streaming PC is not letting me scroll down for some reason. So go ahead and check that out, and you'll learn a little more from the perspective of a guy who is also a fan of the Uurnog. Now the question is, should we? Let's go back to A actually, because there's a puzzle there that we need the bird for. This is kind of part of the fun here is figuring out all these different connections between puzzle A and level B, and like what's in here, what do we need from a different location in order to solve this. So let's go back here and
Alright.
you actually go buy a gun if you want one as well. Now we have some money.
Alright.
So,
you
get
can
rid of
buy
one of
this
those
stuff.
Get rid of one of those blue cubes. And yeah, that works. Get this. This is cool. I like the red one.
Oh, then you can try them out.
Yeah. I can try that one.
No! Why would you do that?
Oh no.
Why? Well, I have the gun now. I just need a new
Yeah, you're
dog.
fine. You're fine.
Alright, where are you going?
Back to A. Sorry. Part of the co-op here is the shenanigans of playing the dog, right? It's too much fun.
Yes. Alright. There's the dog. Okay, I'm gonna pick up.
So we have a question in the chat. Why are you collecting money? What do you do with it? Well, you spend it in these shops.
So we just got a gun for money. You can also buy stuff like this if you need it.
Buy boxes. For example, you buy this box down here, which is completely frictionless. So it just keeps gliding across any surface forever and ever. Very cool. But now we have no money. So let's go over.
So sometimes that can help you finish some puzzles.
This is a pretty cool place.
Oh no.
So there you go. Bring a blue or a red bird. So now I'm going to actually recommend, which, you know, being the dog,
Yeah.
this is a bit kind of contradictory to my existence, but I want you to pick me up, put me in your inventory,
Oh.
because this is really hard to solve with the dog.
Alright.
So get your bird out, and you can actually start flying by just spamming the use button. As
Oh yeah.
so.
Wee.
Yeah, watch out for the alien guy. You can actually pick him up as well if you wanted to. Get rid of one of the blue cube.
I don't
that
want
you have.
to. Alright. Come here, buddy boy. There we go.
Beautiful. So we head up north. I don't know if this is actually north. That doesn't really make sense. It's 2D. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Look it up.
Alright, oh, I don't know. Shoot, I can jump on that guy.
Alright, so we need to avoid him.
Alright, I'm just gonna wait on
You can jump over him. Jump over. Ah, no! It's so
Yeah, clutch! Alright,
intense.
leave that guy there. Alright, here's the key
Beautiful.
for door letter P.
Number P.
Number P! Alright,
To make it back to the save room in one piece.
can I...
Oh, so one of these NPCs.
Whoa.
Fun thing about these NPCs is
away
that
from me!
they have a completely, what we like to call chaotic neutral way of acting, where they'll just run around and do random stuff. Occasionally these guys will screw up things pretty bad by picking up guns and shooting, throwing bombs around, picking up your money, all sorts of stuff. Or stealing your dog, as we saw earlier,
Yeah.
which is never good. So P is up to the right, I think.
There we go. Ooh.
There we go.
And unlocked. New
Right, so
area.
now I would love to be a dog again if you want to
Okay.
drop me down, because now we can go get that cat. And this,
It's a bit...
so
yeah.
so this section here is pretty cool, because first of all you have more beetles, and there's a little book here to learn about them, but we've
Just
read
push
that
it
already.
down. There we go.
We know all about the beetles. I'm gonna go ahead and just murder this guy actually, because otherwise he would have exploded into a bomb, which is the pretty special part for these particular beetles.
Wait, there's the cat.
Yeah, so this guy.
Are you gonna chase him?
Oh, wait, he sees us. Shh.
Oh, okay.
sneak up, okay?
Alright.
Okay. Does he see us? God damn it! Get him!
No!
Get him, roll it!
Oh no.
Get him! Look, come on!
No!
Come
I
on, roll it!
I got stuck.
No!
The cat.
He fell down.
No!
We have to try that again. But now we can go in here instead. This is a pretty interesting location.
Ooh.
This is actually a puzzle that, without spoiling anything, but also potentially maybe spoiling a little, this is a puzzle that you'll probably want to solve a little later in the game. So we can skip this for now, actually.
Okay.
But this is a pretty cool location to go later. But for now, let's go pick up one of those blue beetles, which live over here.
Alright. Good.
Oh, I think I've ruined everything.
Oh no.
There we go.
Move it. You want one of these?
Yeah, let's grab one of those. So same procedure, pick them up, use them. Oh, he's turned into a bomb.
Oh shit. Get out of
run,
my...
run!
No, no!
You're fine, you're fine.
Clutch maneuver!
Yes!
That was awesome.
That's one strong dog.
You almost killed me and then you saved me.
Let's go over here and get one of these guys. So I'm gonna kill one of them. And then
Why?
you're gonna pick up the
fail?
other one. Okay, this just makes it a little easier for you, I think. Okay, just grab
think
it, grab it, grab it, grab it. No, run, roll him!
I'm so bad at this!
Pick this one up!
I'm so bad at this!
Oh,
Get out of the way!
way!
Get out of the way!
You killed me! Well, I guess that was my fault.
Run!
Run!
If you don't look, you get blown up.
Not okay. Alright, we got a question from Mungry. So if you're playing single player, do you just control you and your pet at different times, or can you control them simultaneously? So, when playing single player, you're only playing the human player. The human character, rather. So there's no dog for you to control if you're only playing by yourself. Unless you have 4 hands and you can do 2 gamepads at once. But the idea here is that 2 players.
Interesting.
So alright, I'm gonna vote for you to go back to P, and we'll try that again, because there is a dog there that you can find. Inside of that little container on the right. The camera's inverted, so when I point right, it looks like I don't know the difference between right and left.
If you go do this part, because
I'm
screwing it up. You do it.
No,
you do it.
No, you're the human. Now you go pick up the container down on the right. The one underneath you right now. Yeah,
oh, there's a cat again. Yeah, there we go.
I do know that there is a little dog in there.
Oh, you do that.
Yes.
Spoiling this thing.
Sorry guys.
Oh, hello.
Hey, just pick me up.
I don't want.
There's another question: is do we want to do another attempt on the cats?
Oh, well, we can.
Let's do that.
I just screwed up my jumping.
Let's do it.
Apparently, I am not good at this game.
Well, that's kind of the fun thing too, is that it looks like it's going to be this easy little game. It's going to just be chilling and sitting around and doing puzzles. But some of these are like really, really tricky. And the cats,
yeah. Okay.
For me, the cat falls in between because this is kind of like.
So do we have a plan? We just chase it, and then what?
You go first, okay? You go first.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, You're gonna try to jump over him, and I'm gonna block the rear. Okay.
Okay.
Sound good?
All right.
Okay. I'm not gonna kill
Wish
him.
me luck.
Okay.
Here we go.
Deep breaths. Oh Jesus! I'm on top of you.
No, you screwed us.
Keep running.
I'm running.
Go, Roland, go.
I'm gonna.
He's not falling this time. We're fine. Keep going.
Come on. No!
Oh shoot!
I was trying to get ahead of him.
Let's not do the cat puzzle anymore.
Let's not.
Let's just go somewhere else. Let's, there are a lot of puzzles in the game. Go grab the dog. We're gonna go back to A.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. So we still have the little alien guy, so we can put him into the machine here and turn him into rewards.
The alien guy.
Yes. And while you're carrying one of those, you can actually make him shoot for you, both single shot and triple shot, which is pretty useful. So let's go here. Yes.
Don't push me.
Woof, woof. Do you want to get E, or do you want to get a different key? We can do E. That's pretty good. Yeah, this is a fairly simple one.
Yeah. That won't stop me screwing it up. Right?
So this is interesting, right? Because as we saw in the tutorial earlier, the green guys scare the other guys, right? So this puzzle, if you're playing by yourself, you kind of need to go down, pick up those blue dudes. But because we're 2, you can just jump on me. Jump on your dog.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna
in this case,
one of these guys, right?
Grab him. We'll bring him.
We got a guy, and we're gonna scare these guys. Or actually transform these guys.
Because your red ones follow you. But you know, we can't
Nice,
follow you
nice.
when they're dead.
Go.
Cool. Oh, that's actually really bad. Okay, so you gotta blow that thing up.
Yeah, well, you can buck it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, stand on electricity.
We got the key. That was it. Nope. Oh.
Stay up here.
Doggy shenanigans. Hey.
Just chilling out here.
So there's no way to actually cut the rope.
No. Well, I mean, no, not from that situation. So you've got to work as a team. Let's go this way, because we can go back and unlock a new door. Yes, this is this way.
Here.
What just happened?
I don't know.
There are a couple of different dogs as well that you can find.
Oh yeah.
So there is one dog that shoots fireballs. There's one dog that shoots kind of, I guess, some kind of laser. And these actually work to trigger different electrical events in the game. So there are a couple of locations where that's very useful. Oh, he's got a dog too. What's he doing with the dog? Where's he going? Where's he going?
Did he just commit suicide?
Fell
Yes,
off.
he did. I have a gun.
off.
Should I shoot this door?
Yeah, do that. That's a good idea. Cool. You can also drop it underneath you. You can jump on the button if you need. So we need one of these red guys. So I suggest you grab it. Cool. There's a bomb.
Oh, why?
Roland.
This happens in this game a lot. Especially online.
So Roland's gonna go find a new dog, and just to kind of go back
This
a
is
little,
the dog.
go back a little in the stream here. We do have a format that we kind of forgot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm gonna blame the fact that this is kind of the first time we're doing this, or at least in a very long time for either of us streaming some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing some gameplay. We're gonna be taking your questions as well. So if you want to start dropping questions into the chat, we'll get to doing some Q&A. And Niflis, the developer of the game, is in the chat and taking your questions as we go along. So we're probably just gonna play some more. But we would like to round off this stream with a bit of a giveaway. So one lucky viewer in the stream is going to be getting their own copy for Uurnog on Steam. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get back to that in just
What if they
a
don't
few
have,
moments.
Switch? Or Steam? I mean,
If they don't have a
they-
Steam, give it to a friend.
Ah. Alright.
So you can leash
Unleash me.
leashed co-op. Niflis is hoping that he'll win. He's saying. I hope you win, Nicholas. Alright, so grab him. Awesome.
I'm not gonna get shot. I'm not gonna get shot.
You're triggering a lot of bombs. You can
That's
always
not
put them in your inventory. Oh, that's good. That's good. Nice. Oh. Alright, so we need to blow up the location underneath us. Is there still a bomb? No, there isn't. In that case, I think the easiest way for us to do this is actually if you bring out your red gun and you drop it down here at the bottom next to those little wall blocks. Oh, you're gonna have to go around.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, and then push it down there.
You gotta be careful!
Oh, and that.
Oh, it works!
Yes.
It works! I was sure we were gonna completely die.
That looks so cool. Okay.
So, yes, a couple of things here. This, pretty interesting device. This actually shows you the closest locations, or like, it doesn't show you the closest, but if you're walking past a door or a different level, it'll point an arrow if the specific beetle that's on the screen here is in that level. So you can find a little machine like this for each animal type in the game, and those will help you out in finding and tracking down all of these pesky little animals which must be kidnapped.
We already have that guy. But
You get to have more birds.
I don't want more. Nice. Alright, getting going into
That's good. Oh, I'm scared of the gun. I'm very scared of the gun.
I'm gonna keep. Oh. Bring that, because I want it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, here we go.
So let's get some more money. Grab this. And then we have some more money down here as well. A little blue one. I think one of the most fun things is the rope between the player, the rope between the players rather, the human and the dog. So let's go into A again, and we can go to a different puzzle. Actually, first I'm really curious if you can afford a dog. Oh. Which would be very useful, considering I just fell down and died.
It's okay, here we go. There's plenty where that came from. To quote
the
the
trailer.
yellow bird.
Oh, so if I can stand on you for a second, I want to jump up and get that gem on the rooftop. Push that down to you.
Yeah, nice.
Cool.
Okay.
One of the other cool things about this game, as we featured in one of the trailers that we put out recently, is the music system for the game. So this is all done via a sort of procedural neural network system. A lot of terms that I wish I knew more about, but I'm not clever enough.
Nicholas can tell you all about that.
Exactly. Yeah. Nicholas, please explain how this all works. But it's a very, very cool dynamic system that changes the sounds and the music based on what you're doing as a player. So
no two playthroughs sound the same.
Exactly. So when we were chasing the cat earlier, that was all driven through this music system. All of those little fun sounds and you know, the drowning music, as it were. So let's go in here now, and we can get out our gun, or you can. I'm not doing anything. You shoot.
Oh, I could shoot you.
Close call. Yeah. So let's get up here, and we can fly.
Oh, I don't.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Rolling. Oh man.
Get in there.
Oh man. There we go. Okay,
Oh,
so
I need to, yeah, I have a thing.
yeah, you can use the your little beetle device, or a beetle finder TM, and get up there.
Don't get up there.
Okay, this is a dangerous section, right? So
Oh no.
see on the left side there, we have a little blue guy who's being scared between two green guys. This is an example of just the genius level design in this game, of taking these like small mechanics and making something fun about it. I think this is fantastic because it's so simple and you understand it, and it's like poor blue guy, his existence is reduced to just being scared all the time. So if you jump up,
I'm just gonna wait. I don't
Okay.
wanna get. Wait.
oh, am I jumping up to you?
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay, you up,
Get in.
and you get up one more. Yep, okay, it's good. You have to. Oh, Jesus.
No,
There you go.
okay, I need to get in there.
Oh no!
I can't get in there.
Oh,
No. Okay,
It's fine. It's fine.
Bringing those things.
This is fine. Oh, you gotta get the thing
The thing.
because of the other thing.
The other thing.
The multiple things.
This is all the stuff.
You gotta bring them with you.
Oh yeah.
So below stuff up.
Can I put those in there?
You can. Very convenient.
Okay. See. There we go.
And as we say, thank you everybody for tuning in to this stream. This is the first time in absolutely a very, very long time that either of us have been doing any of this kind of streaming. And honestly, it's kind of the first time that Raw Fury is doing this kind of stream, where we just sit down and play a brand new game that we're just putting out today. So we're very excited to be pushing out Uurnog today on Steam. It's going to be coming out on Switch next week, so stay tuned for that. And who knows, maybe even some more platforms down the line. Not impossible.
Sometimes.
And here on stream, we are taking your questions. We have Nicholas, the developer behind the game, here in the chat. Nicholas is also quite a known guy within the indie game scene. So he's put out a couple of games prior, including the Knut series, which has become a bit of like an underground cult classic almost, I feel. It's definitely some of the cooler games out there in the platforming genre. So Uurnog Uurnlimited is the brand new creation from Nicholas, and this is the extended edition of the original game, Uurnog, which is a crazy little platformer with a lot of cool puzzles, and that now features doggy co-op, our favorite feature in any game ever. So now you gotta find that, you put a little bomb inside of a container. If you go back up.
Sorry, yeah, it's in the actual container.
So what happened there was, to just explain the dynamic here, that little laser underneath, if you jump on the button, that laser triggers the electrical reaction of that remote bomb trigger, which blew up a bomb, which made something fly. It's all these it's beautiful.
Okay.
I geek out over these puzzles. There we go.
Do I need more of these?
Oh, I think you're good.
Okay. Good to know. All right. L key. Yes.
Number L.
Number L.
And now we can drop a little red guy into the machine down below. Which is nice.
Do the red guy.
Sweet.
Nice. It's going pretty well.
Cool.
And we have the L key.
So I'd like you to get that little white gem there and see if you can't afford a new dog with that money. Okay. Yes. So if you go to A, you better go to the dog shop, which isn't actually just a dog shop.
Ooh, get another one.
I like to think of it as a dog shop.
Where's a dog shop?
It's to the right.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yes, it's to the right. Just keep going for a bit.
Yes.
More
Birds. Gems. They have everything.
Cubes. That's where you want to go.
Just a cube.
So now you drop down into the basement in the little door there. So some of these guys that you're looking for, these animals, you can actually buy.
Oh, they're in there.
But yeah, I'd like to be the yellow dog.
Yellow dog.
That's my favorite. Hey! So now I can
You can
kill the other
choices.
dogs. I shoot fireballs. This is really convenient.
Oh, this is. Yeah, this is.
I just need to be really careful now. So.
Yeah, okay, don't shoot me, yeah. And now we're gonna go.
Let's go over here. There's a pretty cute little room this way too. This is the thing, like there's just so many different places that you can discover here. So let's go into credits.
Credits.
This is such a fun touch as well. Wow. It's a game.
That's it.
It's just a game.
It's just a game.
Let's get back. Let's go.
Nice. Oh. Just showed me.
I was not expecting you to jump at the same time that I jumped.
And there
Not
we go.
bad.
Alright, so, well, I have a.
L key. Yeah, let's go there. Oh, I'm not gonna be that dog anymore. I'm too violent.
Well, now you at least you know what that dog does.
Yes.
Kills me.
Kills Roland.
Yes.
There's a dog. A peaceful.
You're such a bad dog.
This dog is a lot better.
Yeah,
He's a cool guy.
We're gonna keep this dog.
Oh, watch out! Watch out! See, he's got your back. 100% the best
You were
dog.
pushing it towards me.
Such a good dog. It's murdering everything. So here are some pretty interesting puzzles. This one actually requires a bit of a sacrifice. So we need to put 2 characters into that little. I think this is an urn. I'm not sure.
I'll put this guy.
Yeah, you sacrifice the dogs.
Boom.
Wow.
I want these guys.
And inside of this area is actually a puzzle that we're not going to be able to solve quite yet.
Oh no, you.
Yeah, we're good. We go in here, and this is one of the locations where you can find a red bird.
Oh.
The thing is, in order to get him, you've got to kind of get up there. So there are a couple of ways to solve this, but I don't want to spoil that for anybody at home. But it's a pretty neat little puzzle that requires a bit of creative thinking. And there are a couple of different ways to solve this. One of them is actually throwing money at the problem, which I'll let you figure out what that means.
Yeah.
Well, let's leave. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's pretty much as much gameplay as we're going to have time for today. So we're going to go ahead and just swap over to a bit of a giveaway. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a part of the giveaway, it's very simple this time. We're planning on making these giveaways work a little better in the future, but for its very first stream that we're trying out, which my laptop did blue screen on just before we went live, so we're a bit uncertain if this was going to work out. But if you want to be a part of the giveaway, please just do one simple thing. Type in the chat, hashtag, it's just a bridge. One word, it's just a bridge. And on that note, I'm going to roll the documentary again, just because we love it. And when we come back, we're going to do a quick giveaway. One lucky user is going to be winning a key for Uurnog Uurnlimited on Steam. So don't go anywhere. Hashtag, it's just a bridge.
Now on BBC One, a journey to northern Sweden and the mystery of...
The mystery of the Uurnog. Here, in the deep forest of the Swedish north, Nicholas Nygren has been investigating the myths surrounding the mythical creature known as Uurnog for most of his adult life. With his trusty bloodhound forever at his side, Nicholas is searching for clues about the Uurnog in local legend.
So this is the village Ur, where the stories about Uurnog came to be. And nobody really knows if they're true, but a lot of people here still firmly believe in it.
Nicholas enjoys a simple life. Daylight hours are spent walking the forests and trails, looking for clues and inspiration.
So the funny thing about this bridge is that it's just a bridge. And there are many theories to why. Nobody really knows for sure. Just a bridge. Yeah.
There are traces of Uurnog scattered around the north.
So this is the old Uurnog museum, and it's said that everything you see in here is a part of Uurnog that fell off. And you can see it's a lot of stuff. But nobody really knows what these are used for or why they were attached to Uurnog in the first place.
What pieces have been found of Uurnog have been faithfully represented in the game with the same name. The game, based on his research, was made here.
This is actually my office. This is where I make my games and research about Uurnog.
Nights are spent in front of a portable programming device, a laptop computer.
I just use the laptop and hope I don't run out of battery.
The only company he keeps is his beloved dog, Hot Dog. Hot Dog has lent her voice to several characters in the game. It is a comforting thought knowing that individuals such as Nicholas are out there.
Back when I was a child, the Swedish military joined forces with the local community to look for the Uurnog, and they just gave up after a few years. But it did spark a dream in me though. Maybe I could be the one to find the Uurnog.
Searching.
So the thing about this windmill is that it was never actually used by anyone.
Investigating. Shedding light on the mystery.
Nobody really knows if I'm gonna find anything or not. But if I do, maybe I can finally be happy.
The mystery of the Uurnog.
Just a bridge.
It's just a bridge indeed. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a giveaway, and we've just set up a little wheel here, a little giveaway wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and swap to that, and I need to do a quick fix, so the screen may go a little black here for just a moment, but don't go anywhere because it is coming right up. So the winner of this giveaway is going to be getting one Steam key for Uurnog Uurnlimited, which has just come out today. And the winner is going to be none other than... who's it gonna be? It is Moln5545. We're gonna be sending a Steam key of Uurnog Uurnlimited your way in just a couple of minutes. Congratulations. Thank you very much for tuning into this launch stream of Uurnog. We hope you check it out on Steam, and we hope that you enjoy the game, that you don't kill your co-op partner.
Like we did.
Indeed.
Yes.
And one thing that we're really excited about saying as well, before we go, is that this game is going to be having a level editor come out in the not too far away future. We don't have a specific date for this yet, but we're going to be pushing out a level editor which has full Steamworks integration. And right now we're kind of looking at how we can get the levels that people make in Steamworks to actually go out to consoles as well. So we're exploring those options, but definitely check out the game, get good at it, and then prepare to make some levels of your own and share some community content with each other. So that's it.
Very cool. This was very fun and nerve-wracking, but hopefully we will improve with all your guys' feedback, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
We will indeed. Thank you very much once again for tuning in, everybody. See you in the Villager, where the Uurnog lives.
Uurnog.
Finally, we have an Uurnog game.
Finally.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Nicholas.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a story. The story of a young boy. A young girl. Oh, whatever. A young skin-covered skeleton with googly eyes. Anyway, this person thing found themselves in a world full of puzzles and animals and cute little doggy companions. Oh my. Well, that's okay. There's plenty more where that came from. So the two set out to... I'm not really sure what they're doing. Wait, that's right, they're solving puzzles. And they're collecting animals. Or maybe kidnapping, actually. Anyway, they set out to collect these animals and... Oh, the horror. Why Why would anyone do this? Well, I never. Okay, so the point is, this is a game about doggies and puzzles and googly-eyed flesh bags, and it's more fun than you've had all year. Burn dog. Uurnog. Uurnog Uurnlimited. Well, that's difficult to pronounce, isn't it? What is an Uurnog anyway?